Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown. I'm back in my cider shed. I've got some more cider to try. And it's getting cold in the shed. The nights are drawing in. It's getting cooler. I can see my breath. You can't see it. I can see my breath. So yeah, sign of the times. That time of year. Right, anyway, so we've got another one from Jack. Toye, amateur cider maker, but very good amateur cider maker. In Downham Market, Norfolk. And it's interesting, he gave me lots of bottles to try when I was with him. We've tried several already. We've had the Bob 2, the Bob 5, the Bob 4. We're not going to do Bob today. We're not going to do Bob today. Do something else that when I was there, his father pointed out to me, said, that one is very good. I think it might be a bit too cold, unfortunately. But anyway, look, there's that. I think his dad drew that label as well, which is quite cool. And it says on it, White Stag Dinner 2022. Aaron Whiskey Festival, Malta Music 2022. Toye Cider. It says on the back, a blend of Bramley and Laxton's superb apples from a Fenland orchard planted in 1928 in the village of Marshland, St James. Cool. Fermented to dry in a 130 litre Aaron whiskey quarter cask for 6 months. The brisk acidity of the cider is tempered and mellowed by cask-influenced notes of vanilla and oak. Picked 16th and 17th of December 2021. Pressed 23rd of October 2021. Bottled 30th of April 2022. 7.1%. Like that label. That's pretty funky. You should get your dad to do more of your labels. That's really cool. Right. Let's open it up and try it. Because I'm cold and I haven't got my scarf on. So I need to get back in the house. Whoop. Smoking gun. There it is. I don't know how many of these were bottled actually. It doesn't say on here. I'm imagining not many. He sent me some bump on each one. It might say on there. If it is, I'll tell you how many bottles were actually there were of this. I mean, not many. I'm very lucky to get to try it. And let's see what the Aaron whiskey cask has done to it. Because you know how I feel about whiskey casks, don't you? We do, Chris. You're sceptical. I'm sceptical. You're right. Because sometimes you get too much whiskey influence. But let's see what's happened with this one. I mean, Jack's happy with it. So if it's how he wanted it, that's good. That is good. And it's a lot of it's down to personal taste. Colour. Colour. Quite light. Quite light. It's got a little bit of a... It's a deepish gold, that though, I want to say. It's nice and hazy. Obviously, it's 5 grams of sugar per litre for the fizz. Bottle conditioned. Unpasteurised, unfiltered, no sulfites, totally natural wild yeast, blah, blah, blah. And we love it. We love it for that. Just poured it on myself. I love it so much, I just poured it on myself. I think I can smell the whiskey though. I think I can smell the whiskey. Right, I put too much in it, so I'm trying to swirl it without spilling it, and I can't. Come on. All right, I managed it. Really interesting nose. Really interesting nose. I mean, the cask obviously had a massive influence, but I did not expect it to smell like this. There's obvious whiskey notes to it. Definite. But then there's almost like there's something slightly tropical about it. I think there's a hint of banana. And coffee or chocolate or something like that. There's hints of like maybe cocoa, something like that. There's like hints of banana, something tropical, ripe fruit, kind of like what is that? Yeah, something about it that makes me think of like chocolatey cocoa sort of thing. Really unusual. Really unusual. My brain's gone over the place because I've never smelled a cider. Can't even talk. I've never smelled a cider that smelled like this. That's what I meant to say. Interesting. Really interesting. Let's try it. Way too cold. Lovely bubbles though, just right. I mean, pretty bracing acidity, but it's got Bramley in it. And Laxton Superb is I think it's a dessert. I'm not sure how sharp or not it is. I'm going to look it up. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. About there. the nose is, it smells like something, but my brain won't go there because it doesn't smell like whiskey and it doesn't smell like apples. I think it's pepper. I think it might be pepper. I think there's a black pepper element to this. It's some sort of spice. I think it's black pepper. It's highly unusual. Yeah, I'm going to go with black pepper. But there's other things in there as well. There's a slight pastry hint. There's that like tropical fruit, banana-ish kind of thing going on. It's really interesting. It's pepper. Now I've said it, I can't unthink it. Now I've thought it. Definitely pepper. What an interesting cider. So it's Eastern Counties. It's got, you know, Bramley's in. It's got malic acid. It is that kind of style of thing. That hint of pepper's coming through on the palate though as well. I'm not getting much whiskey. I'm actually getting kind of maybe a hint of vanilla as well, which is a spice. And pepper. Yeah, it's really unusual. It's really interesting. It's really unusual, and yeah, I think I like it. I think I like it, but that discrepancy between the nose and the palate is so great. My brain's doing somersaults. It's really cool. It's really interesting, Jack. It's really cool, mate. It really is. And it's interesting what, you know, just what 3 simple ingredients, 2 sorts of apple in a barrel, can create wild yeast, you know. Really interesting. There's hints of whiskey in there as well, but really subtle. That is a very, very, very interesting cider. Very interesting indeed. In a good way. In a good way. It's fascinating. Fascinating. So there you go. Look at that. Arran Whiskey Festival Molten Music 2022. Toye cider. There he is. He's got some dogs. I think these are his dogs. Yeah. Cool. White Stag Dinner 2022. Really interesting. Really interesting. Thank you, Jack. And thank you, all of you, for joining me. All of you, however many choose to join me. I don't care. But thank you for joining me, whoever you are. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.